Hey guys, Jonathan with JonathanWaltersPhotographer.com, and today we're doing a review of the Sigma 24-70 f2.8, beautiful piece of glass. Now this lens at only $749 does hold its ground with some of the more expensive competitors on this. And today we're not doing a comparison, but rather just a review of the lens itself. And using this lens over the past couple of years, I can tell you it has a lot of amazing features, but it does have a few flaws that may be deal breakers. Here are some of the more specific features of it that I'm not going to go over in detail. I'm focused on real world usage and how it pertains to the everyday photographer. First off, let's get out of the way what IF, EX, and DG all mean. Okay, so IF pretty much just means that it has inner focus, so this just means that it focuses without moving anything else in the lens except for the inner elements. The EX means that it's a fancy looking lens, and DG is the only one that really matters on here. This means that it works for both full frame cameras and crop sensor cameras. Now I've used this lens on both crop sensor and full frame cameras, both being Nikon, and I can tell you it's definitely worth the $749 price tag that you can get it for. And being a concert photographer, this versatile lens is amazing. As you can see here, I can get group shots from the 24mm end of it, or I can even get close-up shots such as this one here of lead singer of Asking Alexandria with the 70mm end of it. So it's very versatile on that side. I can be right in the pit and I can get full body shots such as this one with Collective Soul. And in case you have no intentions of taking this lens into the concert pits, here's a couple real world examples for you. Here you can see I've taken a picture of a bush. It's extremely sharp. Now I've shown you what 200% crop would look like on this, and I've zoomed in now to 200% crop. You can see it's still extremely sharp even after that far of a zoom. And this is shot in RAW. There's been no post-production at all. This is exactly what it looks like out of camera. Now to explore the wider end of the spectrum a little bit, this is shot at 24mm f5.6, and as you can see, it is super sharp throughout the image. There are a few places in the very edge of the corners where it's not as sharp as the center, but this can be expected with most lenses. Now, with all the wonderful things I'm saying about this lens and how I use it, you might think that it's absolutely perfect, and that is not the case. There are two things that I would want to change about this lens. First off is the dang autofocus / manual focus button. It is too large, and I often hit it without realizing it in dark, low light situations, and I think that my focus is messed up on my lens, but it's just that I've hit that button and it's not going to focus until I put it back on autofocus. And the other thing is chromatic aberration. As you could see in the picture earlier of the tree, and as I'll show up here on the screen, whenever you have a high contrast situation from lights to darks, you do get some aberration on the lens. While it's not bad, and I've had lenses that are much worse, it is one of those things that can definitely be a pain in the butt having to correct it. But it is easily correctable in Lightroom with a click of a button, and it doesn't cause any distortion or outlines around it. It's not bad enough to cause that. The only other thing I could possibly say about this lens that's a little bit nitpicky is that it's heavy. At 790 grams, it's almost 2 pounds, which after a long day can start to wear on your neck. But other than that, this is really an amazing piece of glass. I would definitely recommend it to have in your bag, and especially if you're on the fence about buying one of the more expensive lenses and you're not quite sure how you're going to use this. This lens is perfect for just about everything from landscape to photojournalism to concerts, how I use it in your everyday portraits. It's not great for wildlife just because it doesn't have the reach, but for everything else it's perfect for it. So I'm going to leave you with a few images that I've taken using this lens over the past couple years, and if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask me and I'd be more than happy to answer. You can also follow me on Instagram at Jonathan Walters Photographer. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/jwaltphotography. Thank you, and have a good one.